He was considered the best law student in the Harvard classes. Then he was elected the first black president of the USA. Today, in our episode of The Hero's Journey, we will tell the story of the man who broke paradigms in our society and occupied the most powerful position in the world. Get ready for an exciting journey based on the hero's journey that forged this unforgettable leader, Barack Obama. Born on a hot summer day in Honolulu, Hawaii, Barack Obama began life as the fruit of a couple in love who were from different backgrounds. His father, a vigorous Kenyan student with big dreams, and his mother, a young American passionate about anthropology, shaped in Obama a broad and multicultural worldview from an early age. After his parents' divorce, young Obama's life was marked by constant adjustments and relocation. From Hawaiian beaches to streets in Indonesia and back to the beaches, always navigating between cultures. Raised mainly by his maternal grandparents, Obama found in literature and study both an escape and a way to build his identity. Barack Obama began his quest for knowledge at Occidental College, but it was his transfer to Columbia University, New York, that truly ignited his passion for politics. Amid the city's frenetic pace, every corner and every conversation opened his eyes to the social injustice calling for change. The experience in New York was more than educational. It was a call to action. But the real adventure began at Harvard. There, Obama not only faced academic challenges, but also leaped into the public arena by being elected the first black president of the Harvard Law Review. This was not a small academic feat. It was a clear sign that Obama was destined to lead and inspire. At the Harvard Law Review, he not only excelled academically, but led discussions that laid the groundwork for future actions. He was ready to do more than study history. He was ready to make it. These years were crucial. At Harvard, Obama not only found his voice, but also began to understand how he could use that voice to effect real change. He was preparing for something big: trials, allies, and enemies. After graduating from Harvard, where he stood out as a promising leader and an influential academic, Barack Obama was on the threshold of several opportunities. However, instead of following a more traditional path like many of his peers chose, such as a prestigious law firms or academic positions, Obama decided he wanted to make a real and direct difference in the community. This desire led him to Chicago, a place that would become the true testing ground for his vision of social justice and leadership. In Chicago, Obama plunged into community work, facing the often grim realities of disadvantaged neighborhoods. He got involved in projects aimed at improving living conditions through education and economic empowerment. As a civil rights attorney, he defended stronger voting rights and fought against discrimination. And as a teacher, he not only educated, but also learned from the stories and struggles of his students. Chicago was also where Obama began to build his political legacy, first as a community organizer and later in the Illinois State Assembly. Here, his negotiating skills were tested daily. He learned the art of compromise and political diplomacy, facing both allies and adversaries who would shape his pragmatic style of leadership. Obama found in Chicago not only a platform for his political ambitions, but also a network of allies determined to combat injustice together. However, he faced resistance from established figures and critics who doubted his experience and methods. Each challenge was a lesson, and each lesson brought him one step closer to his larger goal. These years in Chicago were not just a period of personal and professional growth, but also the time when Obama solidified his belief in politics as a means of social transformation. The city not only tested his resilience, but also deepened his determination to fight for a more just and equitable America. Great battle. After years of hard work in Chicago, both in the community and in the Illinois State Assembly, Barack Obama began to gain national prominence. Elected as a United States Senator in 2004, Obama quickly became known for his charisma and oratory skill, especially after his inspiring speech at the year's Democratic National Convention. This moment was crucial, marking him as a rising star within the Democratic Party. In Washington, Obama continued to work on issues he had championed in Illinois, such as government transparency and healthcare reform. But it was his ability to speak about issues of national unity and his criticism of the United States' involvement in Iraq that broadened his appeal. With the country growing discontent with the political direction under the Bush administration, Obama felt it was time for a greater change. Moved by a mix of conviction and urgency, he announced his candidacy for the presidency in 2007, promising change and hope for all Americans. The 2008 presidential race was nothing less than a whirlwind. Initially competing against heavyweight figures within his own party, like Senator Hillary Clinton, Obama had to prove his worth and his vision for the country. His campaign pioneered the use of technology and social media to engage young voters and raise funds, a strategy that broadened his reach and solidified his support base. The slogans, "Yes, we can" and "Change we can believe in" became synonymous with his campaign, resonating powerfully with an electorate eager for renewal. His oratory skills, along with a consistent message of hope and unity, helped create a movement that crossed racial, economic, and social lines. Finally, on the night of November 4, 2008, Barack Obama made history by being elected the first black president of the United States. His victory was not just a personal achievement, but a milestone for the country. It represented a significant change in the American political landscape and a strong endorsement of the ideals of diversity and progress. Death and rebirth. The victory at the polls was just beginning. During his first term, Obama dealt with the Great Recession, implemented significant reforms with the Affordable Care Act, and faced ethical dilemmas in foreign wars. Each decision was a weight. Each battle was a renewal of faith in his leadership. Despite facing harsh criticism and having his image greatly worn down, he was still re-elected in 2012. Obama continued to face national and international challenges, but also reaped the rewards of his efforts. His policies helped revitalize the economy and strengthen the international position of the United States, while his leadership inspired actions on climate change and human rights around the world. When Barack Obama took office, he inherited several military conflicts and international security challenges. Although he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009, expecting him to promote an era of less violent international relations, the realities of the office often led him to make difficult and sometimes controversial decisions. One of Obama's main commitments was to end the war in Iraq, and he effectively reduced the numbers of American troops in the country. However, at the same time, his administration significantly increased military operations in Afghanistan and adopted the use of drones for anti-terrorism attacks in countries like Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia. These operations were rightly criticized both inside and outside the United States for resulting in civilian casualties, including children, and for perpetuating a policy of military interventions. The return with the elixir. Upon leaving office in 2016, Obama did not leave his fervor for change behind. Through the Obama Foundation and various public initiatives, he and Michelle continued to inspire and empower the next generations, especially the Black community. His legacy, rooted in the belief of a better future, continues to positively influence politics and society. And you, what do you think of Obama's trajectory? Is he a hero who deserves our reverence and respect? Or did he get lost in his decisions and end up failing in his mission? I hope you have learned good lessons from this video, and if possible, share it with your friends who also enjoy inspiring content. If you want to follow more trajectories of ordinary people who became great legends, then you feel free to subscribe to our channel and receive our next episodes of The Hero's Journey. Today we end here. Until next time.